Hey, how you doing, everyone? Say hello to... There she is. Hello, Jess. Jessie! Psst, psst. No, she's miserable, as usual. Well, what can I say? Been quite hectic last few weeks. Been out in the garden trying to do stuff. George Floyd, what can you say? Absolutely disgraceful. Should never have happened. Quite harrowing watching a policeman slowly killing a guy he's got in custody. Sorry, a black guy he's got in custody. Quite unbelievable, really, that it can happen. But because of social media, we can all watch it happen. I mean, I hope the guy goes down for a long time, the copper. You see, he meant what he was doing. At times he was told to get off him, let him breathe, turn him over. Nah. The man's a psychopath. How he got in police force, I'll never know. But I suppose that's America for you. We've got our versions of that copper over here as well, but luckily I think our coppers are better trained. But since the riots started and the Black Lives Matter, which I don't go along with, to be honest with you, all life matters, black, white, Asian, Arab, doesn't matter, all life matters, and nobody should have to die the way that George Floyd died. But now, it's gone overboard, and if the Black Lives Matter people are not careful, they might face a backlash. Hope they don't, but you never know. I watched a black guy make a white woman kneel and apologise somewhere in the States, I can't remember where it was. But I'll tell you now, I will not take a knee, and I will not apologise. I've done nothing wrong. If being white is wrong, tough, I'm not going to apologise for it. That's ridiculous. I don't have any white guilt, nor do I have any white privilege. I'm certainly not privileged. I'm just a white guy who tries to live my life well, go through life doing the right thing where possible. Yeah, sometimes I fuck it up. Fucked it up in 1987, got arrested. But you move on, you learn from your mistakes. I don't consider myself a racist. I treat people how I like to be treated myself. I don't automatically treat people with respect. People have to earn that. But I don't disrespect people when I first meet them. I like to find out their views, like to find out more about them before I decide whether they're worth my respect or not. I hope it works both ways. Don't expect people to respect me straight away. They have to find out about me. Statues. Getting rid of statues. the one in Bristol, Colston. I knew about that guy. I knew his past. I knew what he did. Maybe it was a good thing to get rid of it. But don't rip it down and throw it in the harbour. Stick it in a museum. People still need to know about Colston and what he did. You'll just eradicate him. People aren't going to know. People aren't going to learn. In Leeds, they called the daubed murderer on Queen Victoria's statue. When Queen Victoria came to the throne, Britain had already abolished slavery. And the fleet in the Atlantic, on the Africa station, were doing all they could to intercept slave ships bound for America and the Caribbean. Yeah, we had slaves back then, back in the 1700s. But look into it. Look into it. The slavers did not go into the hinterland in Africa to get these slaves. What they did was they set up a slaving station, or stations, on the coast. They didn't have to go and look for people to capture. Other Africans were doing that and then bringing them to the slave stations. I am not trying to denigrate or in any way lessen the white involvement. I'm just trying to say how it worked. Slavery had been going on in Africa long before the white man got there. And it still happens in Africa. We have modern day slavery now. Who makes your iPhone? Who makes your trainers? Who makes the clothes that you wear? Alright? Don't just sweep slavery as something that happened in the past. Slavery is happening now. It's never ended. You want to end slavery? By all means, and I'd love to end it completely. I think it's the most vicious, horrible thing there is, to enslave someone. It is disgusting. But don't just blame one set of people, i.e. white guys or white governments. Yes, our past is not brilliant. The Amritsar massacre in India. But was that a government thing? No. I was one officer who lost it. Was it bad? It was fucking awful. And it should never have happened. Things happen in every country's past. And a message to you black folks out there. Africans, mainly. Go back through your own country's history. That's if you're an immigrant. And to the ones who were born here, go back through your parents' or your grandparents' country's history. And look at what they did. And look at the slavery that they had. Because it's there. Don't just blame one country. As I say, it's a vicious, horrible, disgusting thing. But look at it. Look into the history of it. Don't just go outside your house, join a march and start spouting off about something you know nothing about. Here's another thing for you, and this shocked me. When it was, everybody was saying after Mr. Floyd was killed, the amount of people dying in police custody, black people were saying it's always black people dying in police custody in droves. Well, I thought, well, check this out and just see how many have been killed. I didn't look at American statistics, and I went back 10 years, because the numbers here are going to be far smaller than the numbers in America. So I thought, I'll check the last decade. In the last decade, 163 people died in police custody. This is after their arrest. 163. And what shocked me was 140 were white. That's 163 deaths in police custody, and 140 were white. 13 were black. The other 7 were of other denomination, Asian, I would suggest. 13 black out of 163, or 140 white. Surely it should be us white people that are out on the streets, screaming and shouting that the police are killing us. But we're not. Any death in police custody is one too many. So I'm not trying to say or pass it off or pass over it. I'm just saying, before you start spouting off, before you start shouting and screaming, check. Do some basic checks. It took me 2 minutes to find that number. And I dare say somebody else could go really into it and find out that that number may be wrong, might be too small or too high. But it's not all what you think it is. And as for these statues going, don't rip them down. Make it known you don't like it. Make it known it offends you and why it offends you. Don't just say it offends me. Why? Tell people why it offends you. Check out the background of the guy. I mean, Queen Victoria, come on. I'll tell you now. Statues of kings and queens are going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. What's the latest one? They're taking down a statue of Baden Powell, for fuck's sake. The Scout leader. Because apparently, I don't know this, I haven't checked it out, so I'm not going to spout off about it, but apparently it's because he favoured National Socialism. I don't know if that's true, I'd have to check that out. But even if he did favour National Socialism, that's his personal view. Didn't make him a Nazi. And what he did for the Scout movement, it's going too far. Honestly, it's going too far. If you're black and you think I'm an arsehole, make a comment. Debate it. Don't just call me an arsehole. Tell me why I'm an arsehole. It's like these left-wing twats who've taken over these marches. I'll gladly join a march. Black Lives Matter march. I would definitely join a march to protest about what happened to George Floyd. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But attacking statues, Just for the sake of it. I mean, the arsehole who tried to burn the flag at the cenotaph. What has that got to do with George Floyd? And by the way, if I'd have been there, I'd have tried to fucking rip your head off and shit down your neck. Poxy little twat. March. Peacefully. Make your point. Peacefully. I never thought I'd see police running away from a mob in this country. But there it was. Police running away. That's sad. Oh, and I'm not a police lover. I don't like the police. But there does come a time when the police have to go in. And I would really like to see them going hard against the left. Because these lefty twats, snowflakes, they take over at every opportunity when there are any protest marches. No matter who it's for. Poxy left-wing snowflakes get in there. You know, the people you can't talk to, the people you can't debate with, because they are always right. Unbelievable. I'd like to see a few heads cracked. Well, there goes another rant. How's everybody doing in lockdown? I guess one day it will end. As soon as it does, I'm off somewhere sunny. Going somewhere. Oh. Well, there you go. Another rant. Everybody out there, take care, subscribe, like, dislike, whatever. Enjoy, stay safe, love one another. Bye.